Showtime.
Hello and welcome to the final day of SoCal Swordfight, the largest HEMA tournament in the world, hosted right here in Pomona, California. My name is Jax, joined here by my friend JP,
Hello
and
again.
we're just about to get underway.
Yes, it is quite exciting. There's a lot of people here. I believe the largest attendance we have ever had. It just keeps going up. We're waiting on arming sword cutting as our first event, and some tatami has been placed in the center of the ring, and I think we are about to get started. But before that, is there anything that you remember about this weekend?
This is going to be really exciting. We've seen a lot of great competition out there, and I think these finals, they're going to be intense. They are certainly not going to be easy to take the gold.
It definitely is going to it's definitely going to escalate as we continue going on.
Absolutely.
Miles is about to come up and say some words. Let's send it to him.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the SoCal Swordfight 2026 Grand Finals! Thank you all so much for being here with us this evening. I am Miles Cupp. I will be introducing the entertainment for this portion of tonight's event, but I want to say it has been a fantastic SoCal Swordfight. Every year is the best year ever. We've had so many amazing things that you've all been a part of. Classes, lectures, the antique showcase, tables of Tebow, there was karaoke, there were unofficial tournaments, main tournaments, food trucks, the list goes on. So thank you all so much for everything that we've been doing here. Now let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for, the Tier A finals. I'm going to announce the order so you all know what's coming up next. We have first, arming sword cutting, long sword cutting, saber URG, saber open, rapier open, rapier and dagger URG, rapier and dagger open, longsword URG, and then concluding with the Jason Taylor Memorial Longsword Tournament. Now that we have introduced all of that, I will now turn you over to the directors for the arming sword cutting, Sean Franklin and RJ McKeon.
Okay, so we have done several rounds of arming sword. We are now on the final showdown between our gold medal contenders. We will be doing a series of feats. After each one, we will judge which has done it better, and then they will be awarded a point. All right, this will factor in both the quality of the cut, but also the movement, the footwork, the fluidity, everything will go into it, okay? So it's not just they both succeed, then we'll start looking at who did it better, or possibly if they were to both fail, we would also just look at who did it better. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, all right? So our first feat will be the short to long cut. How far can I go? Okay, all right. So this will be a continuous Molinet style cut with the arming sword. It must cut on the extreme strong of the sword and then move towards the tip of the sword. So we're looking as close as you can get to the cross and as close as you can get to the tip in one continuous motion. All right, that will be the first feat that we will judge. Okay, should I explain all of them or just one at a time? Okay, So, can we have our arming sword cutting medalists? Can you announce names?
On this side, we have Jonathan Ng from SoCal Swords. And on the other side, Ryan Shapiro from Tattershall School of Defense.
You hold that, I'll go this side then.
What am I doing with this? You're looking for strong and weak? What am I doing? Everything else, okay.
All right. Looks like Ryan will be going first.
Now this is very interesting because I didn't notice that after this is longsword. Can you tell me a little bit about the difference between cutting with those two?
That was very impressive. The difference between arming sword and longsword. Unfortunately for
Clean
Jonathan,
opening.
he did not strike further down.
Hello, there we go. Round goes to Ryan.
The next round will be the slice from the right. All right, the sword must start in contact with the target and then proceed through in a single motion. All right, pulling the sword back in any way is not allowed. All right, if the slice goes through, we will also be looking at the quality of the cut. If the slices do not go through, we will look at the depth of the cut in each case.
Yes, the difference between arming sword cutting and longsword cutting is that
Competitor, begin when ready.
you have the entire range of motion of one side of your body.
Right.
Ooh, unfortunate. Whereas with a two-handed sword,
Begin when ready.
you will have a restriction of your opposite shoulder.
Right. It's very limited. Oh.
That is a very tough feat. I don't think many people here could perform that.
Okay. We have another point right, or left from your point of view. Current score is 2-0, right? As the first to reach 3 points will win this match and the gold medal. All right, we are now doing slice from the left.
So now they're going to perform the exact same action from the opposite direction.
It's looking very close here. Our friend here in the blue only needs one more point to win.
Yes, Ryan is quite skilled. But it seems Jonathan is also equally challenged by this feat. The judges are just going to reseat some.
Yes, looks like they are.
We have a tie! Russell, change the mats. New mats. All right, we are now moving to the second target. Okay, now we start to get a little tricky. So, this will be a... Okay, I know I can't compete with that. All right.
Right now they are having a little bit
All
of fun with
right,
the respike.
so this will be a double Unterhau with hands high. So the Unterhau will proceed from whichever side you choose, all right? Proceed, and the hands cannot drop. The hands must remain high. If the hands drop, it will be considered a failed cut. So if you drop your hands, cut it, and then your opponent does not cut it, but they keep the hands high, it will still be considered better, okay? Continuous and alternating, you can pick which side you start from. So either boop, boop, or boop, boop, okay?
Yes, continuous will make this
Okay.
much more challenging.
Begin when
Absolutely.
ready.
It has to be flowy, absolutely smooth.
Okay.
Hey, good on the follow through there.
It was well picked up at the end.
Beautiful. The crowd is
Jonathan Ng
loving
made a
that.
much better one.
Point right. Score is 2-1. Who had the higher score coming in?
Overall, they were tied.
They were tied.
1.5, 1.5.
With the higher score at the end of round 2. Okay, so the first tiebreaker in the case that we do have a tie would be the overall standings going in to this round. However, that was also a tie. So we will be using the standing coming out of the first two stages to advance to the third stage. And that means in the event of a tie, it will be Ryan who wins the match. So the final feat will be a double cut. There'll be a cut to the bottom of the mat and cut to the top before it falls. Okay.
It's a bit of a challenging one here. If I
This is a
understood, they're going to
very
use the
challenging
balls.
one.
Begin when ready.
Cutting a flying target is not easy. Oh! It didn't split it all the way through, but
Excellent
it was
attempt.
an excellent targeting.
Begin when ready.
Oh. We'll go to Ryan.
Well done from both competitors.
Yes.
We also have a tie, which means the final score is 2-1. Match to Ryan. Who's giving out medals?
Okay, it's on to us, I guess. We're gonna hand out some medals to our competitors. Now introducing Chris Ponzillo.
Ponzillo.
Ponzillo. My apologies.
All right, well, that was very exciting. And now in second place, Jonathan Ng from SoCal Swords. And what is this?
Gift certificate from Manticore Forge.
A gift certificate to Manticore Forge. And he will be back again next year. And in first place, in arming sword cutting with the gold, Mr. Ryan Shapiro from the Tattershall School of Defense. From Manticore Forge, a gift certificate, and we hope to see you back again next year. Thank you so much. I will now turn you back over to Sean Franklin and RJ McKeon for the Advanced Longsword Cutting Final.
Okay, we are setting up the long sword. All right, this will be the same format as before. So, same format as before. All right, we have gone through all of the rounds. We have 2 finalists remaining competing for the coveted gold medal. This time, we will once again see the first to reach the 3-point total. All right, so now we have a slightly different cutting feat, which many of you, if you haven't been watching cutting here before, might not have seen. This is an angled cutting stand. It allows us to practice some cuts that you wouldn't normally see in cutting tournaments. So, can we have our medalists?
First up, we have Dan Chung from SoCal Swords. And we've got Kyle Peltier from Swordwind in Charlotte.
Okay, so this one is a little more involved. We have a right Krimpau. So competitors will approach the mat, face on, step to the right, and deliver a Krimpau. All right, get ready with the other mat, Avenger. Okay. Begin when ready.
It's very difficult.
Good cut there. Tell me a little bit about the one in the center. How does the angle of that change the feet?
Well, normally a vertical mat is
Okay.
about the same from all
Right
directions,
Krimpau.
but when it's angled towards you, your cut matters much more. How much lateral motion you can put into it.
That looks like a tie.
Whether it's crossing your body or whether it's crossing the plane in front of you.
Interesting.
But now they have to reuse the mat.
Next up is the left Krimpau.
So significantly harder.
Yes, as well as reusing the same mat means
Okay.
your mistakes
Begin when
will
ready.
pile up.
Impact you in the future. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Left Krimpau.
Wow. Excellent cuts from both of these competitors.
And now the judges are debating about whether the cut passed through a previous cut or
Okay.
the angle of
Due
the
to the
initial.
intersection with the previous cut and the difference in targeting and fraying, we give point left. We're at 1-0. Now we switch to the regular mats. Okay, this one out.
Now tell me a little bit about the ruling that was just made.
Yes, so because of the first cut that was made, it did not take all of the mat away. So when Dan made his second cut, Dan cut lower than his cut and did not intersect it, whereas his opponent did intersect the
All right,
previous cut.
now we have the favorite of every longsword sparring competition, the Zwercopter. So competitors will do 2 Zorhau in continuous motion. 1, 2. Okay? You may choose the side you start on. You're good. All right. Begin when ready.
Beautiful.
Excellent. Although he did pause at the
Begin when ready.
in the middle of it, we'll see if it impacts the score. Very fluid.
Fabulous
from both of them.
from both of our competitors.
Scoring now comes down to how far the tatami flew from the mat, which will determine. It shows you how much power was used as opposed to
Technique.
technique. Yes.
Fascinating. And for those of those unfamiliar with HEMA in general, how hard is a feat such as this to perform for the average person?
Okay.
Absolutely
What we
excruciatingly
see
difficult.
Considerably cleaner cuts. Considerably smoother motion. We're at a tie. We're still at 1-0.
That is exactly the kind of tie I would expect from these two competitors.
Absolutely. I mean, these are the best of the best, and they certainly earned their way
Right.
up here.
They'll be bringing out the original mats from the previous feat to continue.
Yes, they have to start with the same mat that they had before. So that makes managing the amount of space you're cutting off very important.
Oh, and we're bringing out the original mats as well.
Yes, at all times, conserving the amount of tatami that you are cutting is good for both your score and your wallet.
Certainly takes a lot of discipline in multiple regards.
Yes, which makes it the better test of skill.
Okay. Now we have a Shielhao delivered from the right. All right. Also, this is extra tricky because the competitors know, or they should know, and I'm about to remind them if they've forgotten, that there is a wooden dowel starting about here in the target. It is possible to cut completely through it, and our competitors have demonstrated that they are capable of it earlier today. However, they have also demonstrated that it is very difficult and increases the likelihood of a failed cut. So it is now up to them to decide where they will target. Okay? Begin when ready. Right Shielhao.
Unfortunately, Dan did strike the mat.
Looks like it did not go all the way through.
The dowel within the mat did stop him. There is a feat where you cut through a mat with a dowel inside of it.
Begin when ready.
But at this angle and this specific cut, it will be more difficult.
Significantly. And we are seeing
Unfortunate.
another unfinished cut from both competitors.
Which, to my untrained eye, will likely result in a tie. However,
The directors are going over it.
it is possible that they liked the angle and quality of one competitor's cut
You
over
can
another.
definitely feel the tension in here.
Okay. This one has deflected off of the dowel. The other one has gone 2/3 of the way through the dowel. So we have point left.
So to explain that ruling, one cut entered the dowel and stopped, while the other one hit the dowel and continued to change angle as it
Okay,
went.
we're going to end the same way with a double cut. Cut the bottom, cut the top before the piece falls. May begin when ready.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Begin when ready.
Oh my goodness. Impressive.
Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness.
That was very clear. Point right.
Looks like there's a little bit of debate from the directors.
All right,
Which edge
very
was used?
clear. Point right. However, wasn't quite enough. Score is 2-1.
Things are beginning to pick
Dan
up
is the
here.
winner.
That was absolutely incredible.
An amazing competition.
An incredible display of longsword cutting. You cannot just go anywhere to see cutting like that, so give the competitors another round of applause. That was amazing. And so it is now my privilege to announce in second place, Mr. Daniel Chun. Wait, did I get that wrong? Wait. Okay. In second place, Kyle Peltier from Swordwind. With a gift certificate to Oxen Plow. And in first place, my apologies, Mr. Daniel Chun from SoCal Swords. And a gift certificate to Spez Historical Fencing. Before we move on to the combat portion of our event, I wanted to just say one thing about cutting. Cutting in HEMA has not always been a thing since the earliest days of what was proto-HEMA in the 2000s, and it was an introduced form of testing our interpretations and the performance of how real swords perform against real targets. And I have to, say a word for Michael Edelson, who recently passed away after a battle with cancer. I wanted to say his name, give an acknowledgement to Michael as one of the giants of our community who brought cutting into HEMA, taught me how to cut, taught RJ a lot about how to cut, taught many of us how to cut. So while he is not here with us today any longer, we wanted to say thank you, Mike, wherever you are, and we're going to keep cutting. Thank you. And now, while the organizers clean up the space to get it ready for the combat portion of our events, let us begin by announcing the first results of our silent auction. The sponsors have donated a number of prizes. Do you have the list so I make sure I read the correct? Thank you. And we have a black fencer saber. And look at that guard. Is that a brass coated guard? That is a beautiful saber. And that saber goes to Nestor Rivera. And you may have recognized that the sabers in the saber tournament were also sponsored by Black Fencer. A wonderful tournament. I enjoyed all of the fencing that was in it. I thought there was a lot of good, clean fencing, a lot of honorable fencing. I enjoyed the saber tournament this year, especially directing and judging it. How close are we to getting this ring cleaned up? That's the one problem with tatami. It leaves a little bit of a mess. While they are doing that, I want to bring the directors to the ring for the next event. Give me one moment. Who is primary? Who's secondary? Primary, secondary? Our primary director for the next event is Kirsten Meredith. And the assistant director, Rebecca Glass. They will be your directors for the Saber event. Now, let me get the list of the names of the competitors, and we can bring them out while the ring gets cleaned up. Chris, can you hold the mic one moment?
We will be pulling up.
Scorecard is down for me at the moment. Please hold.
Hold for scorecard.
We are working
That should
on
sound very
bringing up
familiar
our.
to all of the fencers here this weekend table. But truly, for as much as we use it, it is such an important part of the event. This event could not happen without HEMA scorecard. Absolutely no way. Between scheduling and the event map and knowing where to be for your ring, HEMA scorecard is what makes this event possible. And that's for first. Can you pull up the match so I can see the clubs? I want to announce the clubs. Okay, we've got it on our phone here while the table continues to pull it up. In the black corner of the ring, we have Rochelle DeBolt from Noble Science Academy. And facing her shall be in the gold corner, Iris Garcia from Lonan League. speaking of sabers, where are they?
Ah, yes. We'll bring in the ring-in rule set.
And as a reminder to our competitors and spectators, this will be a best of 3 with a 1-minute break in between. Here comes some sabers and a spare.
Here they come.
We will always need spares.
Never know what's going on out there.
Now I will turn you over to our directing team. Please begin the match.
Good thing we have that spare ready.
We will be using...
Bring them the backup saber. Oh, there we
There
go.
was some question about the straightness of the sabers. It's got a bit of a set to it.
It's like we're bending it back.
You know,
Replacing
sabers
both of
are
them.
supposed to be curved, but not
this
in that
curve.
direction.
Yeah. But how are we feeling about this fight? Excited?
Well, I know I've watched Rochelle fight. Rochelle is very skilled, a regular to this finals ring.
Saber's always so much fun to watch. Like, you get some really good rallies out of it all the time.
Saber continually fights for my favorite sword category.
It's just so much fun to watch.
It's so much fun to swing.
Table ready.
Oh. They're all roaring to go. And here we go.
Oh, yes. Now, I know Rochelle is much more a fan of the patient style of fencing.
Absolutely, and I'm seeing that right here. And we've got a point call. Watching the
Very-
exchange.
It is always preferable to throw out unclear exchanges.
Looks like that one was very clear.
Yes, the angle of the guard does make a difference in preventing your hand from being struck. It does not cover all of it, unlike some other wider swept hilts.
Had a beautiful arc in that one, going for the leg.
A skillful duck.
Gold. Cut torso.
Looks like it's a rolling for the torso.
It's a cut to the torso is a lower pointed scoring action. So it will give only a marginal advantage.
Bit of a juke there. I love the games they're playing here. Very different styles of fighting. We've definitely got one who's a lot lighter on their feet.
And with a diving thrust.
Bit of deliberation here from the directors.
Okay. Gold. Cut torso. Gold. Cut torso.
Another torso.
The initial thrusting action was not of quality, but there was a follow-up cut. And an
Beautiful reach on that.
excellent leg snipe from Rochelle.
Cut leg.
Ooh, tagging the arm on the way out.
Okay. Gold. Cut arm. Gold. Cut arm.
Beautiful. I mean, that was quick.
It takes a lot of presence of mind to see those targets.
Absolutely. And to see that opening and to actually go for it. Oh!
Unfortunately,
First double.
that will be the first
That'll
double
be
of the
first
match.
one.
We try to stay away from those.
And And what is the rule on doubles? Is there a limit on this rule set?
So, for the immediate future, doubles will not be incredibly shameful. Or should I say, they will not be impactful, but they will be shameful. Doubles.
And for those unfamiliar, my understanding is doubles are discouraged because in a real battle, well, we don't want both of you dead, right?
It's not the best outcome.
Ideal.
We'd like to have a winner.
Black, torso.
It's a question of, yes, you won, but at what cost?
Yeah. What kind of win would it be?
Hold. Round one black. Round one black.
Round goes to black.
Beautiful. We're going to go to a minute break, I believe.
Incredible first round. While the fencers take their 1 minute breather, I am going to announce the results of the next of the silent auction prizes. On the sword rack, we have yet another black fencer saber. This one, can you hold that up nice and high? Bring it forward so the crowd can see. Look at the black bluing on that hilt. That is a very nice saber. And that saber goes to Aiden Dvorak. Aiden Dvorak. So please make sure to come forward and claim your auction prize. How much time is remaining on the clock for the break? 30 seconds. Shall we do another prize? No, we'll save them. We have a lot of fights to get through. And if this match goes the other way, we'll have yet another break. I will turn you now back over to your very capable directors, and we will watch some more saber fencing.
Beautiful swords they're giving out for the auction.
I am very jealous.
All right. Table's ready. Judge ready.
And here we go into the second round.
Yes.
Wow.
Much more lively.
Absolutely. I think they're all warmed up and ready to go. Bit of deliberation going on from our directors.
Yes.
Looks like we have a self-call.
Gold would like to explain a ruling that they believe would happen that might not help them. In fact, we only allow self-calls that will reduce
Be to their
or
detriment.
remove points
Yes,
they might have
absolutely.
taken.
But honor is definitely a big part of human culture.
Yeah.
Goal, cut the torso.
If you can help the judges in a way that may not necessarily help yourself,
It's always appreciated.
vary an afterblow here.
Okay. Black, cut the torso with afterblow. Black, cut the torso with afterblow.
Now an afterblow, since this is our first round of combat, of course, can we elaborate a little bit on a difference between an afterblow and, something that just might have occurred afterwards?
Yes, a double differs from an afterblow, where a double will occur with two strikes at the same time, or in similar enough time, whereas an afterblow is an action taken after being struck or after being threatened with a strike.
And I believe it has to be within one step, right?
One step is about the timing we look for. However, no step is required to score an afterblow. It's more about what is the next action you take.
Interesting. Thank you. A little bit of a deliberation about the tempo.
Afterblow. Gold, cut arm with afterblow. Black, cut arm. Black, cut arm.
Whereas we discourage doubles, afterblows actually are a encouraged part of fencing.
Right, because my understanding is similar to doubles, you do want to be protecting yourself.
Yes, as well as cognizant of the fact that in a fighting scenario such as this, with sharp weapons, being struck doesn't instantly disable your opponent. It
Right.
will. They will have some ability to continue struggling against you, and you'll have to continue protecting yourself.
Right, so once again, similar to doubles, just encouraging that you defend yourself after the fact.
On the subject of doubles, however, while you can, while doubles are marked in this tournament,
That may have been very quick snipe. We're going to look at the quality of that, I believe.
the quality
Might have been
and
a little questionable.
a little inclusion of the guard,
Oh, and no, they're going for
but
it.
it was. I could.
Beautiful snipe.
Yes, I would not disagree. Unfortunately, very close to a double.
That'll be our
First double.
Yep.
First
there we
double
go.
of match 2.
First for this match.
In a pools match, 3 doubles will mark both you and your opponent as having lost the match, which will greatly impact your standings and could prevent you from reaching the eliminations bracket. A cut to the head from black will score 3 points as opposed to 1 point for the hands or the legs. It is a much harder target to
Deep
hit.
target, right?
Yes, as well as the torso
Upper
with a
torso, I
thrust.
believe. Interesting.
Um,
Oh.
the shoulders and the front of the chest, close to the head, is also considered
Deep target.
part of the upper opening, along with the head. Oh my.
We are seeing that defense on the pullback there, protecting from an afterblow.
Yes.
So no agreement, no exchange.
Pushing the exchange. No consensus from our directors.
Which,
It happens.
not only does it happen, we encourage judges to call what they see, and if they see what they see doesn't line up, we can always make them fight again.
Absolutely.
They're
That's what
definitely
they're here for.
they're certainly happy to do it.
Whoa. Looks like the crowd really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, the deliberation is likely going to be on Rochelle's scoring action to determine quality and whether it was a cut or a thrust. Ah,
That is penalty to black for exposure back to
We have a penalty. First
So,
penalty of the evening.
a fencer is not allowed to strike a vulnerable target such as the back of the head or the spine.
Very much for safety reasons.
Yes. However, due to that rule, we must also prevent fencers from using that as a shield and exposing that vulnerable target.
Exactly. And wanting to consistently do that as a way to get around.
So, on that deep thrust, Rochelle turned her body in such a way that presented that target to Gold Fencer, and while our fighters are tested for the ability to pull that strike before we allow them to compete, it is not always possible to pull it all the way and prevent a contact.
And what kind of impact does a card such as a yellow card have?
A yellow card is it's much more about how it accumulates. The first yellow card.
Cut to upper opening. Lock, cut, upper opening.
Rochelle would like to rescind the point.
Once again, just reiterating that honor is very important in HEMA culture.
Yes.
And very much encourage that fighters are honest with what they believe they achieved and what they believe they did not achieve.
Always a positive note. But as long
Absolutely,
as,
and it's not infrequent by any means.
yes.
Wow, the crowd really enjoyed that one there. Beautiful cut. And you can hear the crowd going absolutely wild for that. Beautiful match from our competitors, truly.
That match was amazing. Some excellent saber fencing on display. Wait, where are the fencers going? Where are you going? Come back here. You need to get recognized for your awesome fencing. Come into the middle of the ring where the cameras can see you, please. Don't be shy. You weren't just now. All right, now in second place from Lonan League, Iris Garcia. They win a gift certificate to Relic Lanterns, and we hope to see them back again next year. And in first place, from Noble Science Academy, Rochelle DeBolt. We hope to see you back again next year. And coming forward, your additional prize from Sam Kovic of Castile Armory. Go see Sam at his booth. Wonderfully fought. Thank you. Or go this way to get pictures taken. Follow the media team. I just talk. That's all I do. Now we will move on to our Saber Tier A event. I will now welcome to the ring your lead director, Sean Franklin, and assistant director, Chandler Brown. Can we please pull the names of the fighters up on scorecards so I can properly introduce them to the crowd? In the gold corner, from Caledonia Sword Guild, Duncan McLaurin. And in the black corner, from Mordschlag Lutz, Konrad Kromzar. Where did the Sabres go?
Hey, I got lots.
Very much loving the energy for this
And
upcoming
now I'll
match.
turn you over to the director, Sean Franklin.
Testing. All right.
All right.
Table, are you ready? One, ready? Go. Ready? Hey!
You're going to have
Wow.
two much more energetic fighters for today.
Both of these are amazingly on their feet. Oh! Saw that opening and immediately went for it.
Yes.
Loving the light on the feet energy from both of these fighters.
Classical to most styles of saber fencing is a guard with outturned knuckles that will prevent strikes like that. But
Oh!
But both fighters are keeping edges on line for potential scoring actions that appear.
And tell me a little bit about what that means online.
Uh,
Oh,
if you would imagine a line connecting the two fencers, it is preferable to keep your blade in that line between you and your opponent to keep it not only as your offense but your defense against the other blade.
thank you. And I'm sure our audience who are just tuning in or maybe new to HEMA very much appreciate that.
So it was not turning back the head, but it's extremely close. So if head turns any more than that, it will be a penalty. So we have black, cut to arm with afterblow.
Black, cut the arm. With
So just a little bit of a warning that the fighter was a little bit too close for comfort, almost exposing the back of the head, which, as previously discussed, will result in a yellow card.
And though the strikes did not happen at the exact same time, both cuts were in flight at the same time, and so are called a double.
Black had quite the reach in that cut.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
bit of deliberation from the directors as that did make contact with the
Conrad,
back of the head, but whether or not
Yeah, can we change the saber?
whether or not it was deliberately exposed is another question.
Afterblow lands on the side of the head, so that will be black, thrust the torso with afterblow.
black, thrust torso with afterglow.
Conrad was still facing his opponent, and so
Yes, the
kept
change did, the turn did happen afterwards. Hence, no yellow card for that exposure.
But the thrust was energetic enough that a additional saber. We're calling hold for
Black, cut to arm.
Yes, a new saber had to be brought out.
which is good because if the blade bent, that means your opponent did not.
Very true.
Oh,
Oh,
a running leap.
we are seeing some very amazing reaches and cuts from Black Fighter.
Yes. Both of our fighters have traveled quite a ways to join us
Is that
this
so?
year.
Where are they from?
I believe Conrad is from Poland.
Wow.
And Duncan from
Ladies
Finland,
and gentlemen,
although I will have to be fact-checked.
Wait for the fighters to take a break for their second spectacular round. We'd like to announce the winner of Lot 3, a Manticore Forge arming sword, provided by Manticore Forge. Our winner, Mr. Emmett Strzelski. If you do find yourself to be one of the winners of these auction prizes, please come see us at the end of the finals so that you can claim your prize.
And a minute of rest is up.
Now we resume going into match 2.
Jumping is okay. If the force of the jump and the body weight drives into the strike, that is an excessive force penalty. There was nothing worth penalizing on the last exchange. Just reminding everybody of how the rules will be applied at a standard.
Just a quick safety reminder from our director just about jumping, the distance, and how it impacts the force needed. We don't want them putting too much force when they are coming down from that jump.
Yes, especially with one-handed weapons,
Absolutely.
it is easy to get carried away by the momentum
Yeah, a
and
little overexcited.
swing a little harder than you intend. Whereas with two hands, you have much more leverage to pull the power.
I love seeing Black Fighter reaching for those deeper targets.
And keeping his guard up.
Absolutely. I mean, just the range that he has is so impressive.
It's from that deep hip hinge he's able to get.
Interesting. Oh!
Now, the afterblow will negate the single point from the cut to the torso.
The audience is definitely getting very invested. Every time there's one of those deep target cuts, we can hear an audible, like, ooh from the crowd, and I
There
love
is
that.
a card on the action.
Oh.
Okay, the action is Black strikes to the torso, an attempt to avoid the afterblow, turns the back of his head towards the opponent. The app, which is a penalty for exposing back of the head on Black. The afterblow is like scoring action. That means the afterblow from gold that is coming in is the scoring action.
So just to recap, because Black Fighter exposed the back of the head, his scoring action is going to be negated, leaving a positive for Gold Fighter.
Do not turn. And we have a prior penalty for this. That means we have an immediate escalation to red card. So that will be red card to Black, -3 points.
Very tense in the room from that.
Yes, as you fight in the tournament,
No, gold, 1 point.
your cards stack up and can apply greater penalties as they move on. So a first yellow card is a warning, does not carry with it point deductions. However, greater point deductions come from escalated cards. In this case, 3 points from the escalated red card.
And that is a significant deduction.
An entire deep target action.
Looks like Black intends to make up for it rather quickly.
It will likely come down now to timing, use of the clock.
Absolutely.
Once a minute 30 is reached, the fencer who is ahead must score a single scoring action in order to end the match.
Yes, and it looks as if right now we're about half a minute into this match.
However, if the fencer who is ahead does not score anything after a minute 30, the fencer who is behind can catch up as long as they want until we reach 2 minutes 30 on the stopped clock.
And what I'm seeing a lot from these exchanges is Gold will go in, maybe miss, or would be parried, and Black is just on top of recognizing those moments.
This moment, however, Gold used that to his advantage and indicated an action before pausing and commencing with a different action.
We love it. We love the fake outs.
The arm with afterblow.
The feints are what I live for. Now,
I'm getting some call outs from the corners.
Duncan is being pushed to the edge of the ring and attempting to not walk out, which would be a deduction. Narrowly missing a thrust before a double.
Unfortunately, double hit.
Oh, really fun interaction, but unfortunately going to end in a double.
Now, that one looks like a tough call.
Yeah, a little bit of deliberation from our directors right now about what exactly happened.
Both actions are played at the same time. Double hit.
Looks like that'll be our second double.
Second double.
In a bracket match, getting over 3 doubles starts to deduct points from your next match. However, there will be no next match. These are all considered as the final match of the tournament. And just barely reaching the leg.
I'm telling you, the reach on Black Fighter is immaculate. Looks like we have timed out.
Chris will come back to award our medal.
Loving the energy.
Gentlemen, if you please. Very well fought, gentlemen. That was a pleasure to watch. Our silver medalist, Caledonian Sword Guild, Mr. Duncan McLaren. We'd like you to join us back at SoCal Swordfight next year, and Spez Historical Fencing would also like to present you with a prize. And our gold medalist in Tier A Saber from, how do I say this, Mortschlag. Oh, you got to do that. Come on now.
Mortschlag Uch.
It's not easy. Mr. Comrade Cromel. We, of course, also want you back at SoCal Swordfight next year. With Spez Historical Fencing would like to give you a little gift certificate, as would Relic Lanterns, and Sam from Castile Armory has something else for you. Congratulations, gentlemen. Very well fought.
All right. For some reason, we don't have our usual MC, but next up, we have the Tier A single rapier gold medal match. And we have our directors, Christopher Stanson and Sawyer Freshy. How do I say Freshy? Fresky, all right. In black, for Black Tigers, Rob Childs. Oh, here's my missing MC in gold from SoCal Swords, Miles Cobb. Directors, you have the match.
This is going to be very intense. Both of these fighters are incredibly beloved.
Miles is always an excellent entertainer, with a mic or without a mic. However, to those of you watching who know of rapier fencing in HEMA, Rob Childs is certainly a name that is floated around both his name and his magic hypnotic jellyfish offhand technique.
Oh, and I'm singing that right now. It's so flowy. It's mesmerizing. Certainly a well-developed technique.
It's certainly his signature. Although I would expect nothing less of Miles to have practiced specifically watching that technique.
A blessing and a curse for it to be so famous, right?
Now,
Oh. We are seeing getting a bit of a disarm from that one.
The sword leaving the hand is much more a courtesy to not harm your opponent too much.
Always
And
appreciated, I'm sure.
we definitely have a lot of respect for people who can pull their strikes and make it clean yet comfortable.
Absolutely. You can feel the tension in here. Oh,
This is
very clean.
This is a much anticipated fight.
Oh, absolutely. Spoke with many individuals during interviews, and this was one that many were looking forward to.
Hold front the torso with afterblow.
And that afterblow will make the thrust worth 2 points.
Wow.
Yep.
Incredible lunge.
Miles also self-calling after the strike.
The audience reactions, they're so invested in this.
There's
It's
so
amazing
much-
to see.
Second double.
The faces of the crowd are
That'll be our second double.
Hold for table. Now.
yes. HEMA scorecard is not a immediate process, but many times has saved so much trouble.
Incredibly tense in here at the moment. Standoff is amazing.
Just testing out measure.
And the crowd is going wild. Absolutely well deserved.
And the match will continue. The longer the
energy in
exchanges
here.
go, the more tension builds up.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you were able to hear from the crowd just how much is already built up so far. Oh,
Got to the leg.
saw the
steal away
opening and
another
went
point.
for it. Saw an
Hey.
incredible bend in that rapier when it made contact. Oh my goodness.
A skillful hand carry from Rob. He is a
We are now going to our break. Ideally to go see what else has been auctioned off.
here comes Chris.
This is an exciting display of fencing. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to say it now before the match gets over. Lot 4 in our auction, a beautiful messer donated by Manticore Forge. Rochelle DeBolt, if you would come see us after the finals, we would love to present you with this item.
Minute is up.
And here we go, back into match
Our minute
two.
of rest is ended. The match will commence.
And here we go. Gonna see a self-call.
A strike that I don't believe many judges would be able to call.
Absolutely.
And so Miles graciously gives Rob his hard-earned point. making to continue with another hand parry.
So tense. Oh, that snipe is immaculately fast.
Where you'll see Rob's hand making motions in an attempt to distract.
Beautiful cut to the head.
Excellent. In comparison, Miles's offhand will be positioned in a similar place, but
This
rock steady.
movement, absolutely. Oh,
Both serve the same goal of holding a defense in slapping the blade away.
I understand there was a change in the colonnade.
Yes. Black has declined a thrust, calling it a cut instead, which is a lower value scoring action in this rule set.
Looks like we're going to see another confirmation self-call from Goldfighter.
The as opposed to Saber, where a cut to the upper opening is a high scoring action, in Rapier, the different geometry of the blade makes it less devastating and a lower scoring action.
We are currently 1-5 and 1 minute and 4 seconds in.
Miles is
Oh! For those of you who couldn't see, got a little carried away and hit one of the speaker cords in the back.
that would much more be on our fault than his.
But we do love how involved they're getting. And a bit of a deliberation coming from our directors.
Yes. With about 28 seconds left for Miles in normal time.
Gold. 1 point gold for cut to head.
Gold cut to head.
Beautiful exchange there.
The
You
question
can
is
hear-
whether Miles's quicker strike and that answers it.
That is game. Absolutely amazing fighters, both of them.
Competitors, if you please. Gentlemen, that was a phenomenal display. I'd like to thank you both. Our silver medalist from SoCal Swords, Miles Cup. We'd like to present you with a return trip to SoCal Swords, a certificate from Spez Fencing, a certificate from Manicore Forge, and please pay a stop to Mr. Sam from Castile because he has something for you as well. And our gold medalist in Tier A single rapier, Black Tigers, Rob Childs. We of course want you back with us next year at SoCal. A gift certificate from Spez, Relic Lanterns, and from Castile Armory. Thank you, gentlemen. And our next match, our URG Rapier and Dagger Final. I would like to introduce our officials for the evening. Miss Kirsten Meredith, if you would return to the ring, and Mr. Sawyer Freshy, if you would return to the ring. And our competitors, in the black corner from Mordhau Historical Combat, Piper Marker. And from the Noble Science Academy, Rochelle DeBolt.
So now we've moved on from single rapier to rapier and dagger. Can you tell me, how does the presence of a dagger change how these fighters fight?
Well, as you saw with a couple of examples during the previous fights, the offhand is used to push an incoming thrust out of the way. Now, with a dagger, much more opportunities for that are opened up in redirecting incoming thrusts, as well as in very close, intense situations, new thrusts with the dagger, notably counted as the same points as a standard thrust with a rapier.
And I believe we have a returning fighter from an earlier match.
Yes, Michelle is eminent in these fights, had multiple finalist fights last year
Very quick on that.
with excellent cover over the head. Piper with an excellent Molinet to the off wrist.
Excellent. Saw that opportunity there.
Moving the sword very quickly as well.
And I love how Piper moves. So mesmerizing.
And a very quick action for the directors to untangle. Black will be awarded 1 point. Piper seems to prefer flowing through multiple guards.
Absolutely. I mean, so much movement involved.
Now, this may come up as a ruling. Black's cut to the torso is not technically a scoring action in rapier rule sets at SoCal Swordfight. Being a less substantial weapon in the cut, a rapier cut to torso is a non-scoring action and will award no points,
Gold thrust torso.
making the following action not an afterblow but a full scoring action.
And both fighters were very ready to get very low for that.
It pays to be flexible and able
Absolutely.
to take the opportunity when it comes.
Oh, some incredible bend in the rapier there.
That is generally an indication that
It
you've
actually
landed a
is still
thrust.
bent. I'm gonna have to bend it the other way.
Just a little bit.
Beautiful.
The first round will go to Piper.
All right, fighters, as we take a 60-second break, getting you ready for the next round, let's take a look at lot number 5 in our silent auction. We have another arming sword provided by Manticore Forge. Take a look, beautiful blue handle. Miss Sarah Santa Cruz If you would see us after the finals, we would love for you to claim this item.
All right. Our fighter's taking a few final breaths.
Here we go, getting ready to go into match 2.
A little bit of discussion
8
with
seconds remain on the clock.
Piper and Piper's Corner about upcoming strategy.
It's always so interesting. I always wonder, like, what are they discussing? What are they planning?
Usually with my corner, it's, hey, just keep breathing. You're not breathing right now.
If it's not that, it's lock in, right?
And stop putting your elbow out there. But likely each corner is seeing patterns the opponent is falling into.
Absolutely, and it's so easy to get lost in the moment, especially when you're right there in the ring.
The way you practice is the way you fight at tournaments.
Oh, most certainly.
And
Upper opening. Gold cut.
Beautiful cut that came around there.
though connection was made with the steel, there was still sufficient motion around it to score a hit. And we'll see if the quality was there on the thrust.
Looks like one of our directors did not see washing the exchange.
Yes. Our assistant director had the better line on that. The same view that one of our cameras has.
Upper opening. Gold thrust. Upper opening. That's gold.
And that will go to Michelle, which makes this
And I believe this is the first time we're going to match 3. Is that correct?
Yep. Next
How
one takes it.
exciting! So,
Now-
very quickly going back to the silent auction.
Did you think Rob killed me? Not entirely. I'm back. So while the fencers continue, whoa, I'm all tangled up. Can I get some help? Thank you. So while the fencers catch their breath, we have one more silent auction prize. A Manticore Messer from Manticore Forge. Hold that up and let's see it. Ooh, Manticore Forge. And this goes to Ethan Bandy. A Manticore Forge Messer. We will now turn it back over to the director to continue the fight. In a little bit, I'm going to explain what is going on with this silent auction, but I'll come back later. Let's see some more fencing.
And here we go into match 3, the first time in this evening that we are going to the 3rd match.
So glad to see Miles is not dead.
Absolutely, that was very intense.
Or
And here we go.
Rochelle just as solid and careful in the guards that she takes.
Yes,
Similar
and I'm
between
loving the difference between both of them. We've got one fighter who prefers to be, very expressive, so much movement involved, and the other is very rock solid.
with the exception of Open Saber, that seems to have been a theme for the night. One very solid fencer,
Absolutely.
guarded and careful, and another one more flowing.
Yeah, a difference that's pretty enjoyable to watch.
Ooh. We'll see if Rochelle's thrust is called.
Gold thrust to upper opening.
wide cuts, and a
And
disarm.
we have a disarm. Lost a dagger there.
Constitute a safety problem. No. They can continue?
They can indicate a scoring action at that point.
Okay.
Confirmed for us now, a disarm is not a safety hold.
Yes, so the match was prematurely called.
Unfortunate. Very likely a double, but we'll see deliberation. And without confirmation solidly of a double, it will be watched. Ooh. Piper with quick footwork
Beautiful lunge.
lands the thrust to the torso.
Oh,
Rochelle
once again,
diving in deep
beautiful
with the
bend
thrust.
in that rapier. You can hear just the oohs and the ahs from the crowd when that happens. So much
That
fun.
will put the match in Rochelle's favor.
So much excitement coming from the crowd.
Miles returning.
And what an incredible way to end that match. What a beautiful thrust. Let's give the fencers another round of applause. That was amazing. And now it is my privilege to present for the URG Rapier and Dagger second place medal from Mordhau Historical Combat, Piper Merker. And we'd like to see them back next year, and they have a gift certificate to Relic Lanterns. And stop by Sam's booth with Castile Armory. And now, in first place with the gold, from Noble Science Academy, Rochelle DeBolt. Rochelle wins a gift voucher to Spez Historical Fencing, and stop by Sam's booth at Castile Armory. And what good sportsmanship afterwards. I love it. Let us now move on to the Open Rapier and Dagger Tournament. I would like to welcome to the ring the lead director, Christopher Stanson, along with co-director, Sawyer Fresky. And now it is my privilege to introduce your fencers. In the black corner, from Mordschlag Lodz, Alexander Dinarek. And in the gold corner, from the Black Tigers, Andy Hong. I will now turn the ring over to your very capable directors. Gentlemen, begin your fencing.
Seeing a return of the Polish fighters, they switched this time though. The corner is now the one in play.
Now, this is probably the match I was most excited to see.
Oh, why's that?
Just some recognition of who's in the ring.
Very fair. Ooh.
Rapier Dagger is also very, one of my favorites.
A lot of fun to watch, but it looks like we're a bit of a stalemate. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Some decisions made about which guard to use,
Right.
which weapon to present.
Oh. Absolute silence in the room right now. It's very tense.
Andy finding the edge of the ring. A similarity to both fighters from Mordschlag taking the center and taking hold of it, keeping the opponent out to the edge.
Oh, there we go.
It'll be 3 points to black
And we are
in just
already
a minute.
and 17 seconds in. Much faster interaction there.
And yet, it may still not go to time. Just 1 point from black will clinch the match. So, Alexander is likely looking for some kind of limb snipe. Then again, any target that presents itself will be.
Bit of deliberation coming up. Once again, so many fighters lighter on their feet.
Contact from black, we believe it's quality enough. Black, trust the upper opening. Black, trust the upper opening.
That will be match for black.
After some dancing around the ring,
You can cut the tension in the air with a long sword. So while the fencers take their break, I'd like to explain what is going on with the silent auction, if I may. This year, we have decided, with the cooperation of the vendors and the sponsors, that all of the prizes that are being donated that you see on the rack and some others on the table, instead of giving them away directly as prizes to the fencers, we are auctioning them off, and there's been an auction going on this weekend, to all of the participants. The proceeds of which are going to be used to pay the directors for their efforts to direct the fights. This event is 100% volunteer run. Nobody makes any money off of this event, 100% community. And we are doing our best to give back to the community year after year, and we really appreciate what the vendors and sponsors are doing. So after this next break, I will come back up and announce more of the prizes, but for now, these fencers, they look ready to go, so I'm gonna get out of the way.
And here we go into match 2.
now, Alexander seems to have a much more open stance between his weapons.
Yes, and I'm wondering if that's very much bait.
Likely. Like most guards derived from Fool's Guard, the low sword is not an indication of weakness.
Absolutely. And as we see, these fighters can very much move quickly.
Independent use of both hands is extremely important.
Absolutely.
Many would consider rapier dagger to be more difficult in juggling two weapons to act with.
At a point, a minute and 1 second into the match. Wondering if they will continue the theme of a very long initial minute and followed by a very quick second round.
And Assistant Director Sawyer seeing a quick afterblow that will adjust the score.
And the attention from the audience on these fighters, they are so invested.
That was very difficult to see, but
And it looks like we have continued that theme of the following rounds being rather quick.
I wouldn't count Andy out yet. And now for some deliberation. by my eyes, it could go either way.
And the ruling has been made in favor of gold.
Should Andy score a deep target, this would take the match. But impatience will also open targets. We are into overtime.
So much tension in the room right now. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Bit of dancing feet. Oh. Oh.
And the original intention to
Looks
get
like
in the
it's
opponent's
looking
head.
like a double.
Exactly what I would expect from Andy.
I'm currently nearly 2 minutes in with a score of 3-5.
Andy feinting some actions. And Alexander keeping. Keeping their cool.
Deliberation from the directors.
Whoever's awarded the strike will end the match. And that will end the
And
match.
that will be for black.
And that's match black.
Amazing
Very
work from
close.
both fighters, truly.
Very close.
It looks like both of our Polish fighters are leaving with medals.
Absolutely palpable. Let's give it up again for our fencers. That was some amazing rapier and dagger fencing. Gentlemen, come into the center of the ring. Now I would like to present with Chris Ponzillo to Andy Huang from the Black Tigers. We'd like to see him back again next year. He has a gift card to Spez Armories and Sam Kovic from Castile Armories. Andy, where are you going? Sam wants you to pay him a visit with Castile Armory. And now, our first place Rapier and Dagger Open Tier A medalist, all the way from Poland, from Mordschlag Lows, Alexander Denarek. We would love for you to come back next year. Have a gift card to Spez, a voucher for Manticore Forge, and Sam Kovic from Castile Armory would like to help him out. Gentlemen, go and get your pictures taken. Wonderful fencing, absolutely wonderful. Now, let us put the rapier and dagger away, and now bring out the large sword, the long sword. Yeah. We know that's what many of you are here to wait for. We are going to begin with our long sword URG Tier A final. Coming into the ring to direct the match, lead director Sean Franklin and co-director RJ McKeon. And now to introduce your fencers, in the black corner, from Bucks Historical Longsword, Stevie Parker. And in the gold corner, from Noble Science Academy, I would like to welcome back to the ring, Rochelle DeBolt. We know how this is going to go. 3 rounds, 1 minute in between. Director, you have the ring.
here we go with longsword, and the excitement from the crowd is palpable. We're about to see some amazing fighting.
Stevie seizes the boar. Ooh,
First double.
looks like both initial intentions didn't turn out as they hoped. An initial parried strike and a quick follow-up from Rochelle.
Beautiful strike.
An afterblow will
And the audience
negate
is so
Stevie's
invested.
point, unfortunately.
Now
Some deliberation about
Exactly.
contact with the blade and whether that would remove quality.
We have black getting through over the sword head, simultaneously on the other side, lining up the arm. That is a double hit.
Second double. Oh, quick
Very-
snipe from our fighter in black.
A very skilled display of measure and
Absolutely. And for those who may be unfamiliar, could you explain measure?
measure is our term for distance in fencing. Your measure being determined by both the length of the blade and your own height.
I believe that is our fourth double. Oh my.
Doubles are free in finals. Your measure is one of the most important things to learn. Being that it determines everything you are able to hit and not hit.
Okay, we have black, deliberate strike. The afterward delivered by gold was a one-handed strike out of the grapple that is not about scoring action. Black, cut the arm.
Now that we are in a two-handed category, rules about one-handed strikes come into play.
So because that strike was made with one hand, it has been discounted.
One-handed strikes are allowed during a grappling action. However, outside of that, yes, they are non-scoring actions. To much dismay of
Both initial attack is parried. Black then removes the sword to cut the torso. Gold, without reaching where it presses into the ass, not making it a valid attack. Black, cut the torso.
so now with the score being
Oh,
1-4.
very quick exchange there.
Gold cuts the head. It is no bigger than the head. The attempted to bury the blade that is not bound at the time of the strike. Gold, cut the head.
Wow, we get to see all of the rules come into play here.
Absolutely.
A bound strike is a special addition to an action, much like an afterblow, where a strike while the swords are in contact will add 1 point for the simultaneous offense and defense.
For the afterworld, they blood is not a sword action. Gold,
love how invested in these matches the audience are.
The longsword is
It is very
somewhat
beloved.
the favorite child of
Absolutely.
HEMA, at least in our neck of the woods. I'm sorry, did I just hear correctly? A fifth double?
We're racking them up a little bit. Oh.
Lock, cut the arm with afterglow.
Just a fun little thing. You'll notice the corner for Black Fighter has a little plush toy. I actually had the pleasure of interviewing Black Fighter. That is their club mascot. All the medals actually go to that, and I believe their name was Bucky.
It is the name of their club, after all.
Yes. And all the medals are Bucky's, actually, none of the fighters.
Unfortunate for the fighters.
Truly, but Bucky is so talented.
Bucky, I wonder what Bucky teaches them over there that gets them so many medals.
Goal, cut the arm with afterglow.
Lots of action this match.
Oh. That will be our sixth double. My goodness.
I don't know if we have enough exclamation marks for...
To add to the end of scorecard.
Ooh.
We're getting so many bouts this match.
The score is now tied at 5.
It's
With
going to put a lot of tension, and you can hear it in the audience. They're
just 25
just
seconds on the
looking at
clock.
them, so locked in.
15, excuse me.
Beautiful. And that will be our 7th double.
My goodness. I wonder what happens when you hit 8.
Looks like this one will not be a double.
Gold is against over top, black, cut the torso.
Lock, cut the torso.
There's still 5 seconds left on the clock.
And that is nearly matched. This is most likely the last bout. Oh! Some deliberation on that exchange.
If my eyes are correct,
Lock, cut the torso.
And that's gonna sound like match black.
not quite yet. 1
Oh,
second left
we
on the
do have
clock
1
means
second.
it will continue. Or that 1 second later, that would have been it.
Oh,
But that afterblow likely
That's
ends
a
it.
Lock, cut the arm with afterglow. That's time.
we have tied. That is time. Thank you very much. 7 doubles in that match.
And no more, we pray, for the rest of the day.
Very much so.
While the fencers take the last couple seconds of their breather, I'd like to explain another element of the silent auction as we proceed on. We have quite a list of prizes here that we're not going to be able to announce the names of all the winners for. So if you bid on a silent auction prize, do not worry. We will email you, get it to you, and take care of you, because we want to make sure also that our judges get some money for helping us outrun this event. Yeah, that's something to applaud, right? We want to give the judges and directors something throughout this event. Now, I do think I have maybe enough time for one more prize. We have a Purple Heart, Purple Heart sword cleaning kit which goes to Kai Skegan. Purple Heart Armories for all of your sword care needs.
Here we are, getting ready for match 2.
Rested, watered,
And ideally
a
less
bit of a
doubles.
breather. Although, you know, that is a strategy that some use. And our fighters are ready.
Just final checks. And here we go.
The blades make contact mid-swing. And so Black's Cut will have an additional point added on for the contact during the strike.
And that's going to bring it to 0-4 in the first exchange.
It is a very coveted action to score a bound point.
Black with the arm with afterblood.
And Rochelle seems to be the initiator on that.
And that'll be our first double.
However, the doubles will return. It looks like Rochelle might have a contact to her foot. Or maybe a leg injury. We have a 3-minute timer for the fighters to collect themselves.
Using this time, for those who may be unfamiliar with how HEMA is judged and how we score things, I'm noticing that they're using a lot of hand signals. Would you care to elaborate on what those are?
Those hand signals are derived from some stick signs that we use when there are more judges. You can indicate which fighter has scored a point and where the scoring action was performed.
It looks like Gold Fighter is returning to the fray.
Rochelle is no stranger to working through difficult circumstances. And
Very much so. This is Gold Fighter's 3rd time in finals this evening.
but we do encourage fighters to do whatever is necessary for their health and safety.
That will be our second double for match 2.
Oh.
And it looks like we are getting a forfeit from
Rochelle
Gold Fighter.
is, unfortunately, it seems Rochelle is
unfortunately unable to continue the match.
You hate to see it, but we're very glad that she is taking her health as
Yes, we
seriously
very
as
much
she is.
want to prioritize the health and safety of our fighters.
A valiant fight. Let's give another round of applause for our fencers for going the distance for us. Very well fought. I will make the announcement while Rochelle is being checked out by the medical team. Her safety is the #1 priority, but I will still announce that in second place from Noble Science Academy, Rochelle DeBolt. With a Spec voucher, a voucher to Manticore Forge, And we hope to see her back again next year. And now, in first place, from Bucks Historical Longsword, Stevie Parker. Are we going to be able to get the medal on top of your head? Here is your gold medal and your voucher to come back and visit us again next year. A voucher at Spez Armories. Oh, we'll get that fixed. It's still worth the same. And wait, what was the other one? A Purple Heart Armory voucher for your longsword URG Tier A finalist, Stevie Parker. And now we will move to our final combat event of the evening, the Longsword Open Tournament in Tier A. Now, I need to make this announcement. Those of you who are old-timers probably know what I'm going to talk about. This tournament is called the Jason Taylor Memorial Tournament. Jason taught me, taught RJ, taught many of us. Over a decade ago, he has been gone from us too long after a battle with cancer. But I promise you, the reason you are here today, this weekend, every weekend since then, and to time immemorial is because of Jason. So we fight this tournament in his honor. We call it the Open Tournament because Jason was always very open with us, building the community and sharing his knowledge. Now I would like to welcome to the ring your lead director, RJ McKeon, and assistant director, Sean Franklin. And now it is my extreme privilege and honor to bring to the fighters to the ring. In the black corner, from EHMS, Miro Latella. And in the gold corner, from Lonan League, Justin Reimer. I will now turn the match over to your director, RJ. Gentlemen, begin your fencing.
I know Jason will be very appreciative to know that his legacy lives on.
All right. Table, are you ready?
The matches that many people have been waiting for.
Likely the most anticipated match
Very much so.
of the
Both very energetic fighters.
Miro taking first blood. After the grappled bind,
So
Miro,
much audience investment
Spherix.
off the bat.
However, the debate is likely over. And so the afterblow will not be in time.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that regarding tempo and being in time?
An afterblow, in order to be scored, must be the immediate next action of the fighter. Any chambering or preparatory step will negate an afterblow. Ooh. Justin making the choice to offset Miro by rushing in and making a strike from underneath.
Our first double. we saw some bend in the longsword there.
Both using a similar stance. However, Miro's seems to be more of a plow than Justin's full guard with the point towards the
Love
ground.
the audible ooze coming from the audience. They're so invested.
So black thrust the torso with afterglow. Black thrust the torso with afterglow.
Miro will score a third and fourth point. Very similar timing on those thrusts.
So a bit of deliberation from our directors.
There is a simultaneous strike. The element strike is flat. The thrust connected. Gold thrust the torso.
So would have been a double, but due to one of the strikes being made with the flat of the sword, it has been discounted.
Yes.
Oh, once again, some good bend in the long sword.
Now that was made with much more quality.
Black thrust the torso. Gold thrust multiple actions. No afterglow. Black thrust the torso.
And that will take the match.
And that'll be match one. And the audience is just so excited here.
We'll take another little break.
While the fencers catch their breath and take on some water, I wanted to give a very, very special thanks to one of our vendors and sponsors, Castile Armory and Sam Kovic. Yes, give a round of applause. Castile donated all of the side swords that were used in our experimental tournament this weekend. So that tournament could not have happened without Castile Armory's research on historical swords, working with us to get dimensions that worked right so everybody could participate with heavy gloves, so we could have a safe, fun, experimental tournament that answers the question, what happens if you wear your side swords as a hat? At least that's what happened in some of the fights I saw. But it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. We want to thank Sam very especially for helping to make that happen and helping us every year with his services and swords. Thank you, Castile.
And here we go into match two. And this is the final event of the evening, so the energy from our fighters and our audience, they are looking so forward to the outcome of this. The exchange has been launched.
A clean exchange is always preferable, and so we can always get more of those if we let them keep fighting.
So much energy. Always love seeing the bend in the long sword.
Justin placing the
With bounce, so going to be awarded that extra point.
by placing the sword into the bind while performing the strike.
And that brings us up to 4-1.
Just one more high-scoring action.
And that will be our first double for this match.
Wow.
Once again, such a good bend in the long sword. It's always my favorite to see.
Now,
And I think I speak for the audience as
now
well.
Miro, I know this for a fact. Miro is famous for his shield how.
Oh.
I believe he taught a class on it over the weekend.
And now we're getting
And
a front row seat.
It has won him
Oh,
4
my.
points. Sean seems to see something that RJ didn't.
that will be the match.
Congratulations to Miro.
So much energy in here. So much
Amazing.
fun.
Here come the medals.
An amazing and incredible display of skill with the steel longsword. What a way to end SoCal Swordfight 2026's combat portion. And now we would like to present, in second place, from Lonan League, Mr. Justin Reimer. We would like to see you back again next year with a voucher to Spez, a voucher to Oxen Plow, and is that you're going to Fright Fight. Our silver medalist. And now I would like to present from EHMS, Miro Latella, our gold medalist in the Jason Taylor Open Steel Memorial Longsword Tournament. We would love to see him back next year with Spez gear and with a voucher to Purple Heart Armory. And we would love to see you at Fright Fight in Arizona. Our gold medalist, Miro. Justin, come forward, have your picture taken. You have all earned it. All right, I have one last thing to say. I'm going to hand the mic over to RJ and Sean in just a moment for some final remarks for the live stream portion. I wanted to announce that after the live stream concludes and we close the grand finals, for the participants here, we have compiled a tribute video for Michael Edelson that we would like to show you. Jonathan Ng has been working all weekend to collect interviews and stories and pictures. So we wanted to honor Mike's memory in that way for everybody here. And so stick around after they talk. Here they are.
Okay. I'm just going to embarrass one member of our staff. So last year I was the kind of project manager for this, and I said this year, you know, this is a little much, I need to step back a bit. And, you know, Mickey said, oh, I can help out a little bit. And I said, okay, cool, let's break this into tasks and figure out something. And then I got busy and I just disappeared for 4 months and left Mickey all on her own. So let's have a huge round of applause for Mickey for making this happen this year.
Yay, Mickey! Thank you, Mickey.
But I'd like another round of applause for everybody who volunteered. It's not just us wearing the shirts. You know, there's tons of so many people that go into making this event happen. You know, we have a whole crew of people working year round. The event is so big, we now have like middle management. It's crazy. All right? But so much effort goes in, and you know, the reason we do it is so everybody here is having a great time, and that's what we've seen this weekend. So to everybody who helped out, give yourself a round of applause. Give a round of applause for everyone else who helped. This doesn't happen without the whole community. It's not just one school.
All right, final closing thoughts. We'll let you get home, get some dinner, get some rest. I want to just say one thing kind of about the ethos of the event, or kind of the why is it so big. I don't think any of us want to run such a large event. It is a ton of work, but I kind of torture them all because there are many events over the years that I've wanted to go to, and all the tournaments close and fill up really quickly, and I go, dang it, I really wanted to go to Long Point this year, or, you know, Cactus Cup, things like that. Amazing, amazing events that so many people want to go to that they can't handle it. So I told the team, let's not cap the tournaments. That's the only reason we're so big, because I want everyone to have the ability to come and enjoy this event. So hopefully you've all come and enjoyed the event. You already heard all the important information about thanking the volunteers, being completely volunteer run. I don't make money. I know you see SoCal Swordfight. I do not make money from this event. This is run for you all to have fun, and your help and your contributions as judges and fighters and community members with your not just attending, but the camaraderie and honor that you're exhibiting in the fights. That's what makes it worth it and fun for all of us to run. So thank you all for attending. It makes a huge difference to all of us that you have a good time, and that's what I've seen all weekend long. That's it. The only thing I'll ask is if you are, have a little extra energy, see if there's anything you can help us put away. But otherwise, we will take care of the rest of the event. Miles wants to say one more thing. I told them I wasn't going to let us say more things.
It's not that I want to say more things, it's that this event has gotten so big, there's stuff happening in the event and part of the event that I don't have any idea about until like right now, and that is we need to give the team award. Yes, so we are looking for the banner for that right now. The results, I think, are already on HEMA's scorecard, but we are trying to locate the banner. Can we stall for maybe 30 seconds so we can see if we can find the banner? Hang on. What? What do you want? Not without a backing track. I won't have the right key. Hang on.
Miles's karaoke performance notwithstanding, the aggregate team award is an award that we give out to the team that brought the most fighters that did the best
Yeah,
at the
so
tournament.
to the school who performed the best.
RJ has the banner. Banners. And let me see if I can get Sean Franklin back to the ring once he's done tabulating some things on HEMA scorecard. Give me one moment.
So yeah, just to reiterate, this is going to the schools, clubs, teams who got the most medals, did the best overall in SoCal Swordfight.
Bringing more people helps, but does not make it guaranteed. It is also dependent on how they placed in each tournament that they joined. The highest you get in any given tournament, across all of your tournaments, the highest position you make contributes to your score and is a favorite of the organizers at SoCal Swords. It's probably their favorite award that they give out. We are working on making the banner a little more presentable.
I'm sure this will
All right, I
become a
figured
big
I should
tradition.
just explain what it is that we're waiting to calculate. Sean Franklin is working on calculating it as I speak. The team award is something that was added to the event a couple of years ago to try to bring a friendly, collegial, competitive spirit to the event. While we all want to be friends and have a community and fence with one another, having a little bit more team spirit as part of the event helps to bring more clubs in. It's great to see people coaching each other. It's great to see, blue and reds and golds and all the team colors all throughout the weekend and the event. The scores are a combination of performance of all of the members throughout every tournament that they entered into. So everybody can make a contribution to their team's performance throughout the weekend. And then we don't know what the final results are until literally like the last tournament is run. And because of that, we often forget that we have to do this. But we like to do this. Let me now see where we're at with the tabulation of the scores while everybody, I can see everybody's already starting to help clean up. That's great. Stand by. Hopefully I'll have some answers for you in a moment.
Overall, very much an entertaining evening. I know people just wait for this event every single year. They train specifically for it, and I think a lot of people are pretty happy with how things turned out.
I know I do. It is probably my most beloved event of the year, but my club affiliation likely also biases that. We are bringing out our medalists for a couple of photos.
Yeah, and just reiterating one more time, this is the largest HEMA event in the world.
We have people flying in from all over the world.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw 2 competitors earlier from Poland. I had the great pleasure of interviewing somebody from China, so very much a global event, something that people from all over the world come to experience and to partake in.
There's so many people I get to meet, and so many friends I only see when I'm at a tournament, and
And I think that's something that I really like about tournaments like this. I mean, just in the conference hall, these people, most of them don't know each other, have only seen each other a couple of times, but they get together, they discuss techniques. It's absolutely something that they can bond over and something that they can share with each other despite being so far away or not seeing each other maybe as often as they'd like to.
And even the spirit of camaraderie past the people you know to random people you get paired against in a match.
Absolutely.
Or you meet in the sparring area and just grab whoever's around. You can always find somebody to let you on and teach you something new.
Absolutely. And I think we've just seen so much of that, so much camaraderie. And once again, just reiterating, like, honor was such a big part of the culture and very much still is. We saw multiple instances of that in the finals here tonight. And I think that's just something that's so unique to this community. You'll see a lot of other competitive sports, and just this one stands out so much for honor, for camaraderie, and just enjoying each other's company.
I don't know any other combat sport where both the competitors come out and hug each other at the end.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's the friendliest fight you'll ever have.
Yeah, and it's not infrequent. Yeah, most occasions people don't get together, stab each other and then hug afterwards, but very common occurrence here.
I can't wait for the sport to grow. It's already so big.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I'll always be looking forward to these weekends.
Yes, and I know many people here are too. I mean, such massive attendance for a 3-day weekend event. They all come out, like we've been talking about, global audience. I mean, as I said, we've got multiple competitors from Poland coming in. We had competitors from China, Portugal. It's so amazing to see that this event in particular is something that they look forward to, even though there are communities all around the world. It's so exciting to see them come out for this.
And the grassroots nature of it. Like, it's not governed by any specific organization or body. There are so many people who, just one person is the backbone of some of our tools that we use.
Yes, and like just to reiterate that and like build on that, this event, the largest HEMA event in the world, is built entirely on volunteers. And that's just so amazing. Nobody here is paid to do this. This is entirely a community-run event.
And although this year we do break that tradition, and
yes, but with the caveat, it was from the auction.
It's a lot more generous than it is more compensation for their hard work that they put in
very much.
than anything else. They would be here if they weren't paid.
Exactly. And I do want to come back to something we were discussing earlier but got cut off. We were discussing the hand signals that we use to judge when we are looking at HEMA interactions, and I think you had something you wanted to show.
I mean, I'll always be happy to share this.
Okay.
We have
I
something-
neglected to consider that if I'm directing, I cannot simultaneously be calculating this. Pretty good at math. I'm not that good at math. Okay. In third place, we have San Diego Sword Fighters. Okay. In second place, Lonin League. All right, we swear it's not rigged. All right, in first place, we have the host club, SoCal Swords. Okay, see everybody next year.
I, for one, cannot wait. Thank you, everyone,
Once
for watching.
again, yes, this has been SoCal Swordfight 2026 right here in Pomona, California. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next year.
See you next year.